save and test it again. That's a good one. Tell me another one. A lot of jokes right now. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Because he had a virus. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Okay, so we're getting a lot of jokes, so that part, and he actually repeated this one, and we're still getting a lot more. Hello everyone, this is Javier Luengo, CEO of SmarterPath, an AI automation agency focused on building customer support systems as well as lead generation, lead qualification systems via voice and text. Today we will be going over how to connect an AI agent to WhatsApp so that you can actually have conversations with your users, with your customers through there via AI. It is a very easy to set up system, but there are some subtleties to it thanks to Meta that actually complicates things a bit more than they should be. So let's get into the build side, so I'll help you navigate through this. So here's actually quite easy. It's just mostly a matter of setting up WhatsApp. So the first thing here we have is WhatsApp Business Cloud. So we will actually use a trigger, so on messages. And now we will need to set up the credential, but let's first actually set up the agent. So here we can have an AI agent, let's actually use an AI agent for this case. As always, we can define below and answer with quick jokes to all comments, for example, to all incoming messages. And we'll do that. We'll add here, we can actually use OpenAI, take 4.1 minutes, that's fine. Let's take this one. And memory, let's add a simple memory. Let's add 10 messages. There's not really need for much here, but let's just do 10. And we don't need any tools. Now we just need the WhatsApp outgoing. So send message. And that's basically it. Now we need to here add the text body that's gonna come from the agent, recipient phone number, which we also need to add, which also comes from the original message, and the credentials here that we need to set up right now. So let's actually go into that first with these ones. And we see that we are being asked for the client ID and the client secret. So now we will go into Meta, so into Facebook, into business.facebook.com. And we should be finding initially ourselves here at the business side, and we should be going from here into the business account, and from here you might see it in English, but basically you go into the account section, into the apps, and right here we just need to create a new app. Basically we already have one right here, and basically we want to replicate it here. So we want to create a new app. So we want to have here the app name. So this is going to be N8N YouTube tutorial. And we are going to connect it to my email. Perfect. So then next we're going to go and click other. Next. And here we say that it's a business. The name, everything is properly connected to my business account as well, so then we can create the app. And here we can just add my the password as it's being asked for security reasons. So we don't actually want to save this. So now this is being created at the moment. So let's wait for this to finish creating. So now we go into WhatsApp and we click on setup. And here we are taken to this section right here. And
click setup on WhatsApp. Right now we have WhatsApp all configured. Next you're going to go to app settings and you're going.
So now you have everything set up right here. So we don't actually need a payment method at the moment. So we can go into app settings. We go into the basics. And right here, we actually have the app ID and the app secret, which is what we were being asked for before. So app ID right here, client ID, and then app secret. So we're gonna copy and paste this. Save. Oh, I may have to show this and actually paste this instead. And let's save again. Yeah, there we go. So now we are connected. We don't need to save this. So trigger our message is perfect. So now we have this already open. So now we go into this one, and here we need to set it up, and we have to create a new credential. So there's a new credential, and it's different from the previous ones, which can be very confusing because it's WhatsApp still. So this is one of the things that Meta does that should not need to be this way, but it's asking now for an access token and a business account ID. So we'll go for look for those. So for this, we need to go into the WhatsApp section right here and go into the API setup. And right here we will see, once it loads, so here we can actually use a default number that WhatsApp provides, but we're actually going to take this one that we have, and 2 we're going to actually go with my own number. So let's just type it out right there. And now we have here the WhatsApp business account ID, so we can just copy this. And for the access token section, we just need to add one here. So generate access token. So continue. We want to do it for select opt in to all current and future WhatsApp accounts, because we don't want to keep doing this every single time we need to do anything. So we're going to continue, and we're going to save. And now this should create. Got it. So now we have this token, which is the one that we will paste here, and we will save this connection, and everything should be set up right now. So we have everything. So now we need to have the phone number ID, which we already have, and here we actually no thanks, and the text body comes from the previous node. So let's actually test this out and add everything else into the system.
And next we need the business account ID.
Okay, so we have everything set up, so let's test it out now. And what was the number that we were using? So it's right here. Okay, so we have an execution here with an error. All right, great. Error insert node, simple memory, open error node. Okay, so we have this issue right here, but everything else should be working fine. So let's debug an editor. And here we actually had a quick message that we got, which was test. So we can now keep testing this out and keep debugging this. So what do we get here? Session from previous node. So here we don't have any session ID. Okay, so here, let's actually first add an expression here, and here we have previous message, and we can just add this one, which is the one that we just sent, so we can respond to this or execute this step, and we're still having this error right here. So let's actually, as we always do with these issues, let's actually go to Claude for this one and ask, and let's tell it in an N810 agent, I am getting the following error on the memory component node of the agent. So let's see what it gives us. Okay. Okay, so we can actually do this. What are we getting from here? So from here we are getting, let's do a schema. Okay, so what we're getting here is all of this, and here we don't have anything. So let's actually just do this one, which should be fine. If we don't have that, which we don't, then we just try that. So let's go with this. Why can't we edit it at the moment? Why is that fixed? I don't understand, but okay, let's try this. Define below. So let's actually then copy the whole thing in this case, since we got the rest deleted. So let's just take this, add it right here as an expression, and that should work. Okay, perfect. So now we can actually test it out and bring in an actual agent right here. So we can actually ignore the previous messages and just try a test here. And let's see, let's actually save this to make sure that we're executing properly, because we actually just got another error right here because we hadn't saved. So let's test again. And hopefully this time we actually get the proper response. But let's see, it's running right now, so it's taking a few seconds to actually run the whole thing. And it might be running for all of three of them. So try. This is interesting. Why is it doing this? So let's just go here and see what it's doing, so we get a better understanding of it. If this doesn't load quickly, then we can't really check. So let's just turn it off so it stops sending me messages that seem to be quite random at the moment. Stop execution. What the flippity flop. We have 2 million executions right here. And a ton of messages right here as well. Okay, so let's delete all of these notifications right here and see what this did. Okay, right. Why did the math book look sad? Because it had too many problems. Okay, so we're actually giving it the right, it's outputting the right thing, so we just needed to change this. So copy to editor. Why did it not do that? Okay, so copy to editor. Okay, unpin, good. And now we should have from here, okay, good. And here, instead of that, we should text the body should be the output of the agent. Okay, so this is correct. What I don't understand right now is why did we have so many responses out of 2 messages. So let's see now if this message, okay, so why did the golfer bring 2 pairs of pants in case he got a hole in one? So this is good. So now we say haha, and we should be getting, oh, we actually turned the agent off. So, oh no, it's active right now. So we can actually, we should actually see a response to this one as well. So let's see if it's running at the moment. Well, okay, so now this is the one that we just did. Okay, so the flow is active right now. Let's unpin the data, save, and test it again. That's a good one. Tell me another one. And here we should check, see if there's another one, execution, which we just got, yes. So it was successful, but again, we are seeing a lot of execution, so I'm not sure what's happening right here that's leading to this. So let's just stop them and stop this as well. And all of these. This is craziness right now. Why is it sending so many messages? So we should have a lot of jokes right now. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Why did the computer go to the doctor? Because he had a virus. Why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing. Okay, so we're getting a lot of jokes, so that part, and he actually repeated this one, and we're still getting a lot more. Some of these are actually repeated themselves right here. But so that part is working, but for some reason we are getting a ton of executions out of each message. So the trigger, for whatever reason, is triggering more than on a message, it seems. We have connected properly to WhatsApp, and we have an agent that works, except for the fact that it actually just keeps sending messages constantly. So this means that we are triggering it somehow, not just on the message being sent, because it's actually just running over and over again. Yep, there's not much else that we can do there. Receive messages, status updates. Interesting. So this is all properly set up, and for whatever reason we're sending a ton of messages, but this is how you set up the whole thing and how you set it up also on Meta, on the trigger, and on the sending message node. So it's a quick build, it's simple to do, and we just need to spend some time now to figure out why this is triggering so many times on each execution. But other than that, this is already built. So as you can see, there's always some debugging that needs to happen whenever you create a flow, and that's part of the game. And it's cool to see in these videos how we have some things that happen at times that we don't expect, and we need to work around them, and sometimes we manage it, and sometimes it takes longer than we have time for in this video. So we'll leave it at this. But I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you figure out how to connect to WhatsApp via Meta on both ends, on the trigger and on the send message node. And if you liked the video and you stayed until the end, feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Javier, and I'm hoping to see you next week again.